Well, think about the train ride too. It's almost like 9 minutes could represent one stop to another stop.
No, it could be across the whole of Europe in 9 minutes because they got high speed rail as opposed to here where we don't. I got to get my commentary in
Right,
there.
but it didn't feel like a high speed ride.
It did to me. I was like, it was really gliding, man.
The beats like
I got you.
everything was all the drum and everything was so nice, and it's just
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing like. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and that guy right over there, right there, he's Chris. And Chris, you got something for me tonight?
I do. I'm very happy to be doing this one because this is a band that I've been wanting you to do a reaction to because I think they're kind of set apart from a lot of other music. Let's put it that way. And they're extremely influential. And so I'll get right to it. The name of you probably heard of this band at least. I don't know if you know any of their stuff. Kraftwerk.
I know of the band.
Okay. And do you know any of their songs?
I don't know.
Off the top of your head? Okay. Well, this song is called Europe Endless.
I don't think so. No.
Give it a shot, and I think you're gonna like it. It's really kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I would ask you questions, but I'm just gonna get a big fat. I ain't telling you anything. So
I ain't telling you nothing, man. Just listen to it, man.
I know.
You once you hear it, if you like it, you'll be glad I didn't delay.
Okay. All right. Let me go. Come back.
All right.
Is that a synthesizer or keyboards with the or are that their vocals, or are they actually doing those vocals through a synthesizer? I don't know. It just sounds really cool. Bring it back a little bit. This is interesting.
is like hypnotizing. It really is. I mean, I'm sensing that I'm on a train. That's what I'm getting from this, from just how all the instrumentation has unfolded throughout the song. The train was kind of at the station, it was raring to go, then it started to bass kicked in, and then the train started to move, and now the train is moving. I mean, maybe I'm just looking for a link up to the title here, but that's what it sounds like, And every time he's like Europe Express, it sounds like the train horn. So this is cool. This is really different. Leave it to Chris. Hi, man. I like that. That part right there. I'm going to bring that back because I think this is the last time that part happens. I love that. I love that little change up with the keyboards. He's doing that that part right there. It's beautiful. I love that. And big cadence, That was great. Like that was truly, we often say, I guess I say it a lot, that was some ride that we were on. I mean, that was, I think, literally a train ride, um, in the form of music that I was on. That was great. And that keyboard part, synthesizer, whatever, that was just doing that. Da-na-na-na-na, da-da-da. I mean, that was the tone of that. It was intoxicating. It's gorgeous. It really was. It made the song. Um, that was interesting. That was like what, 9 minutes or 40 seconds. um, that was like the shortest train ride that I've been on. It really didn't seem long at all. All right, cool. Let's talk to Chris.
Hey, man. So I'm back from that train ride. And why do I call it a train ride? Because you put me on a train.
I don't know, maybe because advanced European countries have high-speed rail and we don't.
Well, there's nothing high speed. Well, that didn't seem high speed.
No, I know, but it was smooth.
Seemed like a nice, smooth ride
So
through the country.
was it okay? Tell me. Tell me about it. Tell me what.
So I'm going to tell you that I can't wait to actually get off this reaction and go back and listen to it.
Isn't it kind of something you could just get lost in?
And at first, I'm like, where the hell am I? What train am I? Where's it going to take me?
Well, that's why it's endless, because nobody knows where their stop is. They're lost in it.
Yeah, and it just no, but it's funny, like endless, because it just really doesn't. Even though like the song ends,
there's a lot of repetition.
I found myself sort of like standing. All of a sudden, I'm off the train. I'm standing there, and the train's got like how did I get here? I know, back to the talking heads, but it's like twice down the last.
Last couple of
I know
reaction things.
But that's how. So at the beginning of the song, I'm like, this.
You like, when the hell is this going to start?
Well, the synthesizer and all like that, and it was interesting, what they were doing. But it's like, okay, where's this going to take me? And then like as it kind of like gradually sort of built up, I started thinking like it feels like a train, And then there's a title that's on the video that I think it says Transatlantic. I think it said that, and then Europe, and then it said Express. It had the word Express on there.
Yeah, so, I'm looking at it now. It says Trans Europe Express. That's the name of the album that it's from.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm
but
like,
the album is kind of a thematic album. It's all works together.
But I'm seeing that, and so as the song is sort of building up, I'm like, is this supposed to be a train? I'm like, because this feels like a train.
Well, on the cover of this too, there's a on the cover of the album. It shows it's a neat, it looks kind of like a logo, but it's of a train kind of coming around the bend, and it's just black. It's just white on black.
Yeah.
It's really it's minimalistic, just like the music, and it's just so like you were saying, smooth. It's and you look at some of these graphics, and they're kind of smooth. They're very basic. Think of a logo, right? Think of a real basic kind of logo. And I just love that stuff. I like that whole movement towards simplicity. Although, they have their complexities in here too. But overall, it's as far as the listening experience, it's really smooth and simple.
Well, it was kind of hypnotic, trance-like.
Mm-hmm.
It just, it did really take you. And it was really hard to describe, because it was a build-up, and there was nothing crazy. There was no swirling around sounds. I felt like you were just constantly moving,
and there was a
constant going with you.
What I was thinking of when I was just listening to it in preparation for this was, I don't know if you're into any Philip Glass stuff, but it's kind of like that. He uses this it's like a pulsating thing, and it goes throughout, and it just it's relentless. And I think, they have this here. So he was probably influenced by them.
Well, there was some chords that they were doing where it really emulated
everything weaved in and out kind of like very smoothly.
If you're gonna go with the whole train thing, like, where like the old time trains where you see the wheels with the metal, it's just the wheels are going and just constantly, and it just had this image of just the wheels are just moving and bringing the train along. I mean, because the instrumentation was kind of like was representing different parts of the train, like the movement of the train,
Yeah.
the actual the movement of the wheels or the train itself. Then you felt like, if you're looking out the countryside or just, it was hard to really
But it would have
describe
to be one of these really smooth riding trains, you know, not like
because
the old clunky ones.
there's a keyboard part that breaks away from the sort of repetitive sort of rhythm, the thing that's taken it, and it came up a couple of times. Once in the middle, I think, then towards the end, it was just kind of where it was just sort of a freestyle type of, like a guitar solo, but it was on, but it wasn't crazy, but it was on the keyboards or synthesizer or like that, and it was just kind of these notes that were just just taken off, whatever, and it was beautiful, and oh, and that synthesizer part or that keyboard part, um, just the tone, and
Let's say synthesizer for this band because it's all electronic.
it's all electronic, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, but those couple of like, freestyle sort of things that were going on, it sounded like Thomas Dolby's playing on Science, so it did,
Yeah.
da 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 da
See,
da da da
these
da
guys
da
were
da.
the
Yeah.
influencers.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, they were in turn, of course, influenced by other people before them. But as far as really making this a commercial success and so on, and this really, these types of sounds taking off and this kind of instrumentation
Yeah.
and technology, they were really one of the pioneers, one of the big pioneers. They're referred to by a lot of other bands.
And there was even like there were times where there was like like, were they vocals or were they actually,
Yeah.
or was it synthesized that it was kind of almost sounded like
Well, oh yeah. Well, they had a
vocals,
synthesizer that sounded like a voice and had
or it
that.
might have been the voice
But
going
I think
through
there was
the
male
instrument.
voices in there.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
say it was all electronic, but I think there's some actual voices in there.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
it was.
they're influenced by a bunch of things, even the Beach Boys.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So well, you think about it. You think about all these different harmonies, all these different things interacting to create the harmony. Beach Boys were great at that.
I'm very intrigued about this band now. Yeah, and what else they have.
Well, let me just
And
give you
tell me about them. What's going on?
Yeah,
Who are they? And
they this came out in '77, and they were together before then. What's interesting about them is not their very early stuff, but I know at least this song and some later songs and the later stuff. When they recorded an English version and a separate English version and a separate German version. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like that song "Der Kommissar." Remember that song? They had an English version. Yeah. You think of all the '80s music that were influenced by this band.
was that Golden
Right.
Earring? Was that Golden Earring that did that? The
Um,
Commissar?
no, it was forgot the guy's name. It's one guy's name, German dude.
Okay.
Yeah. But according to our always reliable genius.com, some contributors said the opening track, this song, which is the opening track off of Trans-Europe Express, describes the band going across Europe in a trans-European train. Hey, you got it. So you were onto something, man. So much to say about this band, but they're just such a standout. I remember somebody turned me on to them in high school. I was like, wow, because I had never heard anything quite like this at the time, because you're talking, I'm talking like maybe a year after it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this was pre-'80s, and if it was in the '80s and I heard it, I'd probably say, yeah, okay, I've heard those sounds before.
Yeah.
Those types of things before.
Yeah.
But I do remember back then some people were worried about like, oh, nobody's going to be playing actual instruments in the future, and all this stuff. And well, they still do once in a while, right?
Are they still around, the band?
That I don't know.
And did they have anything that was anything close to mainstream? Had a top hit or anything like that? You think that I would know?
This is the closest. This and Autobahn. It's another album. I think it's a song too. But no, like pop stuff. I guess that's what you're asking, right? Pop.
Yeah.
Pop.
Not that I need that. I was just curious.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying, because a lot of bands will do that.
Yeah.
And just because they want to keep going, right? And they want to make a little money, and their record companies want to make some money.
So you have more stuff?
No, but just theirs?
Yeah, from this band.
Oh yeah. In fact, I was thinking of doing this whole album and have you react to it.
Okay.
And we're still getting to another whole album right now. But this is something we could pick a song once in a while from this album. There's only a few songs on the album. So let me see.
Well, this was like what?
Yeah, there's only 8
This
songs.
is 9 minutes long.
Yeah, so they can't fit that many songs.
Yeah, no. And well, think about the train ride too. It's almost like, 9 minutes could represent, one stop to another stop,
No, it could be across the whole of Europe in 9 minutes, because they got high-speed rail as opposed to here where we don't. I got to get my commentary
right.
in there.
But it didn't feel like a high-speed ride.
It did to me. I was like, it was really gliding, man.
The beats like.
I got you.
Everything was all the drum and everything was so nice, and it's just
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing like. Is that how?
No chugging along.
Auto Express train ride is. Yeah, like trying to drink my water, splashing all on my face. Anyway.
But are you game for hearing more stuff of theirs?
I'm game.
All right, good. I'm so glad, man. I wasn't totally sure on this one if you would like it or not, but I'm glad you did.
I'm game.
All right, cool.
Just tell me when and where.
All right, probably on this channel.
Yeah.
I know where. I don't know when.
Oh yeah, right.
Kind of makes sense.
Okay.
We already have the infrastructure. All right, man. I'll take us out. All right.
Yeah, take us out.
Hey, if you like this, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you want us to react to a song of your choosing, go to our Ko-fi site. The link is down below. And we'll catch you next time on Into the Music.
See ya.